Welcome to Now Go Lead, the podcast where we help you level up your leadership in just 5 minutes. Each episode, we provide inspiring stories and actionable insights to help you lead with confidence and clarity. Whether you're a seasoned leader or just starting out, our goal is to give you the tools and motivation to level up your leadership game.
You shouldn't care so much about what people think, Brandon. I think I started hearing that from my parents during elementary school, and you probably heard it from someone when you were young too. Concern for others' opinions appears to be a common response to the human desire for acceptance, but at some point, we have to gain the maturity to overlook the words and thoughts of certain people. Still yet, the explosion and sustaining presence of social media clearly indicates that the broad spectrum of people in the world, young and old, are desperately enslaved to the space in their hearts that they reserve for the thoughts of close friends and complete strangers alike. For myself, I've only recently discovered my own enslavement and the invisible shackles that have held me back in my own leadership journey. This revelation has set me on a path of new discovery and reflection. So I think to understand this fully, I had to go back to the very beginning when I started my own business. I cared a lot about what people thought about me, and that concern was a huge reason for my early success. I cared about people, and I found that if I dedicated the bulk of my time and thoughts towards what clients were thinking about me and my business, that I could very easily cater to their needs. So as a result, I became known for being responsive and competent in my work. And I was motivated by this positive feedback, and it started a loop where I became more and more motivated to listen to the opinions of others and respond accordingly to meet their needs. And so business grew rapidly, and I soon found that people's opinion of me and my business were the primary focus of my business strategy. Now, as our organization grew, I also began to care deeply about the opinions of people within the walls of our organization. And just as it was with our external clients, the more I paid attention and catered to the opinions of people in our organization, the more our employee satisfaction grew. I became known as a great boss or a good leader. And all of these things reinforced my belief that caring about the opinions of others was a key ingredient to success. But I soon found that there's a hidden downside to a heavy investment in the thoughts and opinions of others. They aren't always positive. And I think more than anything in my career, I remember the pain I would feel when a client or an employee would criticize me for my shortcomings. The thought that someone out there was unhappy with me turned quickly into the belief that I was a fraud. And, I noticed I got on this roller coaster of emotions based solely on the latest opinions of everyone in my sphere of influence. If I was having a bad day with a client, I would seek out the refuge of an employee who could tell me I was doing a good job. If I was having some internal organizational issues, I would leave the office, look for the comfort in the words of a client. And I guess none of these things are bad per se, because we all need a place of refuge in life. But the truth was that I had gotten so lost in the opinions of others that I was no longer able to form a healthy view of my own identity outside the words and opinions of the world around me. So take 5 minutes and consider, have I tied my identity and worth as a leader solely to the opinions of others? Have I made compromises to my leadership philosophy in an effort to gain the approval of those around me? When a leader is only motivated to act on the momentary opinions of their followers, they are no longer a true leader. You have to be careful to never lose your identity and not lose focus on the vision. Your identity as a leader is rooted in what you are pursuing and why you have chosen to lead. When you lose sight of those things, you've reached a dangerous place in the journey where darkness clouds your ability to know the true path forward. Spend some time today reminding yourself why you are leading and get back on track towards the pursuit of the vision. It's time to now go lead.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Now Go Lead. Join us next week as we cover a brand new leadership topic and help you level up your leadership in just 5 minutes. For more resources, tips, and inspiration, visit our website at nowgolead.com. You can also connect with us on Instagram at nowgolead and on LinkedIn. We would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more leaders like you. Also, don't forget to share this podcast with your colleagues and friends who are on their own leadership journey. Now Go Lead is produced by HP Engineering Studios in beautiful Northwest Arkansas. Now go lead.